So this is one of our top producers, sugar maple, last year. So sugar maples, you can tell best by the buds. Try to zoom in here. My phone, let's see. Not sure if you can really see this. There you go. So they are not so fat at the bottom of the bud, and they kind of go straight to a point. So that's usually helpful to see, but this is, yeah, a gorgeous tree. It's got a pretty big burl here, so you gotta watch not to try to tap where there's going to be dark wood. So you want to look at for no damage. Let's see, last year's hole was over here somewhere. As you can see, previous year's holes from probably five years ago or so, well before we bought this house 3 years ago. So I'm gonna try to go over here, and there's an indentation here, so I might go up to here. It's about maybe 4 feet off the ground, and got the bluebirds singing all around me, in hope that I get some good good clean sawdust coming out of that. So these are the ones that I did last year. This tree, I've got the tree down there with the birdhouse is a smaller one. I might put 2 buckets on this one up here, and then there was another maple over here. So here's my hole, and these are the taps we're going to try this year. We haven't used them before. Got, let's see, put this in here, and then Jase got me a new little tapping mallet. So I'm going to now just lightly tap it, and it will change the sound of the tapping once it's in. You don't want to go too far on this. And then I'll hang the bucket. So now the sap is definitely running. So I'm going to get my bucket over here. Try to do this one-handed. So now my bucket is on, and now I need to put the lid on, which I might not be able to do one-handed. But the good news is sap's running. And for the first tree of 2022. And the date is, let's see, February 10th. We're here in North Central Mass. So I got the top on. With these, you just pop this out and string it through the side of your tap, and then it goes down. It is windy out here, as always, up here on the hill. So I have to watch this and see if I need to make some adjustments or try to get it held on better. But the good news is that the sap's running pretty nicely for first tap of the 2022 year's season. So I've been watching a lot of the UVM Proctor Maple Research Center YouTube videos, which is good. And then I grew up obviously in Vermont, and we went maple sugaring every year, class trips to it as well, and family and friends did it. But if you see here how these are all in line, that's not good, because every time you tap the tree, this is before we bought the house, there's a big, I think it's like 8 to 10 inches of wound that happens here. So this whole area on this whole side of the tree now shouldn't get tapped for a very, very long time, if ever. So a lot of times what you do is you find your tap from last year, you go over 2 inches and up 8 to 10 inches depending on what people say. You also want to look for damage of the tree, make sure that there was no big major drought or major branches falling on it for the health and sustainability of the tree and your tapping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tap on this side. The old wives' tale was that you need south exposure, which is probably why they did it here, but that's not actually true. So it's okay to go around, and you actually want to go pretty far away from all these previous year tap holes. We've owned this property for about 3 years, and my understanding was that the property was empty for about 2 years prior to that. So these are at least 5 years old, but still you can see the tree is still not fully healed from that. So I'll probably go down actually from that. So if I'm over here, probably gonna go down to about here on the eastern side of the tree. This tree I'll only do 1 bucket for, unlike the other tree, which was over 2 feet in diameter. I did put 2 buckets because I know it's a high producer, but adding a second bucket to a tree, you should only do it, I guess, if you're over like an 18-inch diameter, and you have to judge the flow amounts. I think it's only like 130%. It's not like you get double the sap. So I'll do 1 bucket on this side of the tree, and I just thought I would share not to do this for the health of the tree. You know, we care about the trees. One thing I didn't talk about is there are drill bits you can get that are specialized for maple. Being a backyard kind of homesteader, we're not doing a big operation, so we're just using a regular. But what I did do is I used some tape, athletic tape, and made it so that the bit only has, you know, 1.5 inches to go in, and I just use that as a guide. It's not science or anything like that, but it is helpful for me to know how far to do it. You want to do it drill in a one big swoop, otherwise your sawdust will get kind of messy, and your hole needs to be really straight, otherwise you'll have leaks and make more damage on the tree. So it's going pretty good though. Second tree's tapped. Just put a couple of buckets out with line. It's a short-term fix until Jase gets home tonight. We're gonna put a larger holding tank down here and kind of daisy chain these lines together, hopefully, and have them all go into 1 or 2 storage tanks. There's 4 sugar maples right there. They're all pretty big, all over 2 feet in diameter, and pretty gorgeous trees actually. So wanted to get those tapped. We didn't tap those last year, so this will be the first year for these guys. We are downhill from our driveway, so our house is up there. That's our neighbor's house. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a few other maples as I turn around here on the old road. You can see this is where the street actually kind of stops. So there's some good maples, sugar maples down there. There's I think 3 there. There's 1 here that we'll probably tap as well.